छोटा डॉन के सामने अच्छे अच्छों का पेशाब छूट जाता है। छोटा डॉन के सामने अच्छे अच्छों का पेशाब।
I think this was the perfect meme to
ऐसे कुशल, ऐसे गंभीर दिन पे आप हंसी उड़ा रहे हो।
ये meme इतना अच्छा था। meme इतना अच्छा था, अच्छे अच्छों का पेशाब निकाल दिया इस भाई ने।
पता नहीं क्या छूटा है।
meme था।
Oh man, shit.
यार मैं सुबह से इतनी मुझे हंसी छूटे जा रही। वो न्यूजीलैंड से हारे थे 3-0, तो मैं बोला ठीक है, होता है, कभी कभी हो जाता है। गौतम गंभीर ने बोला ना,
भाई तेरा म्यूट है निखिल, वी कांट हियर यू।
उसने भी यही कहा था कि कभी कभी हो जाता है।
हाँ, he also gave more statements which we'll go into in detail, like today at the press conference, this is what transition is, I am the same guy who did this, you will forget and stuff. Man, whatever, this is the worst 1 year period in Indian cricket when it comes to test matches at home since 2000, when guess who, South Africa whitewashed us again 2-0. Sachin Tendulkar quit as captain, then the whole match fixing scandal came out, Sourav Ganguly became the captain and so forth. I'm saying this is objectively worse than that. We don't have all those scandals going along, and you still lost to New Zealand, who is not the best team, and you are lost to them 3-0. अगर 1-0 हारते और 2 ड्रॉ जाते तो you were still understandable. The first test, the way you lost against South Africa, understandable. It was a Bunsen burner, कुछ भी हो सकता है, 120 का target, it was a weird wicket. This, it was a comprehensive ass whooping. There is no other doubt about it. We lost in such a bad way. Our players did not know how to play spin. It just looked bad. And another thing is, Nikhil, Kushal, both of you, if someone would have told you South Africa whitewashes India in a series, you would have said, oh, Rabada must play a big role. They won the damn series without Rabada playing a single ball. Their best bowler. That's how bad we were, and that's how dominant and good we are. And let's not take away anything from South Africa. We might be whatever, but they also applied themselves and played pretty well.
हंसी आ रही है और कुछ
बहुत हालत।
मेरे को एक निखिल एक बात बता, अगर मुझे, जिसको कुछ क्रिकेट नहीं आता, टीवी में बैठ के देख रहा है कि यार जडेजा और वॉशिंगटन सुंदर बहुत फास्ट बॉल डाल रहे हैं डे 2 को, तो इनको क्यों नहीं समझ में आया? इसका जवाब दे दो मेरे को।
Because ये कोच का काम होता है. This is what Bharat Arun was setting right for us for a long time. We're not doing it anymore. And गंभीर यार, गौतम गंभीर का दिमाग अगर आप कुत्ते की बॉडी में डालोगे ना तो वो मियाओ करेगा. बिल्ली की बॉडी में डालोगे तो वो भौंकेगा, और वो बिल्ली भौंकते भौंकते तुम्हारे पे चढ़ेगी ये बोलते हो कि तुम गलत हो, मैं कुत्ता हूं. ये पागल आदमी है यार. He's a madman. He has no conception of anything static in Test cricket. To him, at one time he had a comment that said, "Oh, Ashwin can bat at 4." Are you mad? Do you understand what Test cricket is? Do you understand? I mean, look, this is there are guys who, so whenever you like, picking a Test team is, to my mind, easier than picking a white ball team. Okay, because actually your skills are very clear, the ones you're chasing. You don't have 20 different kinds of skills to mix and match. They're very, very clear skills to mix and match, and they're traditional skills. They've always been there. Every team has had them. Different matter that the number 3 scale is sort of disappearing a little bit from the sport. Yeah. But the South Africans brought it back in this series. Yeah. They brought it back in how the 3 should bat. And right? The Aussies have the 3, so they're also struggling with it. But they've also brought Marnus into 3. Now they're done with the idea of playing Cam Green at 3, even though he played reasonably well on the West Indies tour on a difficult set of pitches, right? So there are defined roles. These roles have always existed. All right, you may have a little bit uptick in the run rate, but it's clear, right? So you will have a clear selection, you will have a second choice, and you will have hipsters, right? Hipsters are the kind of guys who will say Cooper was more talented than Lara, was a better batsman than Lara, Kamble was better than Tendulkar, shit like that. Which in a moment, in a small microcosm, might even look palatable. But overall, it isn't, right? This guy makes hipsters look like the norm. That's how bizarre his thinking is. He's totally off it. Like the Kuttabili analogy, I'm giving that because when his brain is in the test team, it is actually a T20 representation. I can tell you how many captains I know this. I mean, you can Google this, okay? Imran Khan used to say this all the time. Border used to say it. Ponting at some point and said, with Steve Waugh, Test cricket is a sport of specialists. Okay, and Steve Waugh used to say this in the context of an excellent Chinaman bowler like Michael Bevan, who he didn't consider. Even Bevan, as a decent enough left-arm spinner, who participated in a few of the test wins as a spinner, right, was not a specialist enough of a cricketer to be making a test appearance. यहाँ तो मजाक बना के रखा हुआ है यार. Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Nitish Kumar Reddy.
If you're going to pick an all-rounder for that spot, then just stick with Aksar.
Exactly. At least
it's a bad idea anyway, but there is a better way to execute the bad idea, and there's a worse way to execute the bad idea. What do I say about this guy?
No, and also Dhruv Jurel.
So can I share some numbers of
I do want to at some point pare this down, right? How much of the responsibility falls to the manager? How much falls to the selectors? What falls to the captain? I want to be clear about these things. And I would think a stand-in captain like Pant really doesn't have much of a say. That's my opinion.
Well, he will have
a say on the field, obviously, as the game is drifting. And he didn't cover himself in glory, to be honest.
Pant was a very bad captain, in my view. But NKR, let's stick to NKR. This is NKR after the MCG 100.
Very good. You've got that. So 7 single inning scores.
30, 13, 43, 10, 0. In 10 innings, he scored 103 runs at an average of 10.3 after his MCG 100. So
Right. The bowling won't be much better either.
यार bowling तो उससे कराते ही नहीं है ना. इनफैक्ट इंग्लैंड में उसने एक बार 2 विकेट ली थी.
यार एक सेकंड यार, we're talking about this NKR / Aksar role. This shit was a claw in our throats throughout the England series as well.
Yeah.
The first test, Lord Thakur was playing, doing what?
Nothing. And I'll tell you something else.
And he kept alternating between Lord Thakur and NKR through that 5-match series and got nothing out of that. Absolutely nothing out of them. He could have played Kuldeep. Kuldeep will stand on one end and hold that end up completely. As long as he has another batsman on that side, and he will give you more potent spells.
As he fucking showed in the first inning.
The thinking is insane. It's insane, Kushal. It's very easy to fix this.
Even that stat of NKR is very flattering because there is an innings of 43. If you reduce that, take that out, it is 60 runs in 9 innings at an average of less than 7.
Across conditions.
It is insane.
No, he failed against West Indies also, which is some achievement.
Bro, he failed on the flattest English pitches you'll ever get.
Yeah. And again, I said this even after the Australia tour, Indians suffer from the Rishikesh Kanitkar complex. उसने एक चौका मारा था सकलेन मुश्ताक को 98 में and we played him for 1.5 years because every time you say अरे he has failed, अरे नहीं, लेकिन इंडिपेंडेंस कप फाइनल में जो 4 मारा था against Pakistan, right? That is the level of पानवाला uncle thinking that goes in our selectors कि वो 100 MCG पे मारा था, सुनील गावस्कर ने भी नमस्ते कर दिया था, उसको खिलाओ. अरे भाई,
he ended up Kanitkar ended up blocking Badhani for a long time.
Yeah,
Badhani was a much better batsman than him.
No,
अभी ये numbers देखो. So this was shared by the Cricket Panda on this is test average of active Indian batters in India against spin this decade.
Wow.
It says everything, boss.
What does it
Look
say
at
to
where
you?
KL is. Look at where KL is.
Arey, that,
No,
the
but
craziest
look,
part is
the first thing. Sorry, the first thing this says it's a bit of a misnomer because a lot of these runs are against foreign spinners in foreign conditions. First, second, a lot of this is the very
no.
good pitches
In
that they got
India,
in the.
this is in India. The average is
Yeah,
in India.
bhai.
No, it doesn't say in India. Oh, in India. But
In
then
India.
this must
In
be the
India
England
क्या
tour for
पढ़
the
रहा
most
है?
part.
Clear लिखा है in India against spin
Then
this
it must be
decade.
the England tour for the England series for the most part because what spinners and West Indies के दो टेस्ट मैच में मस्ती मारी सबने.
Or New Zealand. I don't know. I mean,
Only Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant are the two players and Shubman Gill पता नहीं कैसे है. देख भाई इसमें सरफराज के साथ जो हो रहा है ना अभी, it's just now reaching ridiculous proportion.
Yeah.
Let's assume everything that was told about Sarfaraz is real. उसने वो लीक किया, ये किया, वो किया, सब मैं मान लिया. चल, मैं सब मान लिया. अब हो गया ना, आगे बढ़ो ना.
but I'll ask a counter question, Kushal. Can Sarfaraz score better than 103 runs in 10 innings?
यार मतलब
Huh,
वो
but
उतना
no, the question sounds ridiculous, right? So if Nitish Kumar Reddy is giving you that much and not even being bowled because he bowled 10 overs for 50 or 60 runs in the last test. So basically he was ineffective with the ball, bad with the bat. Dhruv Jurel scored a grand total of 2 runs in the last test match. So unfortunately, even he looked out of place. And the scary part about KL Rahul, where you showed, is he's sandwiched between two players, Srikar Bharat and Shreyas Iyer, who don't even play Test cricket. And for KL Rahul, तो I will let Nikhil eloquently explain like how he
निखिल चल ये वाला KL Rahul का नंबर है.
he has
Lowest test average in first 100 innings as an opener.
You know, I was recording a pod with Simha yesterday, and in that I described it. You know those soft butter scones, those English soft butter scones that just sort of they press the moment they sink the moment you press them a little bit. That's KL Rahul. जैसे ही प्रेशर आता है ना वो चक्कर के पिचक जाता है. Look, he's a better player of pace than he is of spin. That's one. I was hoping, genuinely hoping, and this is a very important thing I'm going to say. When the 2000 era happened, you needed the cussedness of Ganguly to come along, and he had with him a bunch of cricketers who properly are test match cricketers. Tendulkar, Dravid, Lakshman, Kumble, Srinath, these guys have mentality, man. They will fight through anything and they'll play for their pride properly. And test cricket is of value to them. Right? So you will get better. You will get better because you've got all these guys on your side. When Virat's turn came when the 2011-12 transition happened, right? Okay, Sachin was around, but there was still a big transition, and it's a huge credit to Virat Kohli and his mentality. The guy, whatever else people may say about him and in terms of his faults and weaknesses, you cannot question his mentality. And he had that strong, super strong mentality. And along with him, he had Pujara, he had Rahane, he had Ashwin. Really strong, mentally strong guys for whom test cricket mattered. And they were always going to drive your team forward. And you had problems. You lost a 2012 series to England. You had that bad tour of even Sri Lanka where you lost a test match and you basically just got out of that series somehow. Right? You had that horrendous 330 odd that Arman made. Baz had made in New Zealand. Right? So, okay, Dhoni may be captain, but you're a part of that team. You're the performers who are in that team, right? The bowlers are slowly starting to come through. It was a big transition. It took that time. But because they were so determined to get it right, and they were raised in that idea of test cricket is everything. First and foremost, test cricket matters. They got it right. Yeah? They got repeatedly right because they got Ishant Sharma right. They got this finally sorted out Shami's bowling. They got the right people in the right place. We went this far that Kumble was one of the most successful managers we've had, coaches we've had. Virat fought to get him out because it didn't fit for him. And a lot of us had criticism at that time. My view generally at that time was, I would prefer if Kumble stayed, but if the captain doesn't want him, the manager is not more important than the captain. End of story. Right? So he gets his guy and he builds a proper team. Who's doing that now? Gambhir is Gambhir. I get it. He's a problem. He's a Naraz Pupaji. But who are your players who have that mentality.
None.
So
Because
let's also, I think we need to talk about this on a very serious level. Look, as of now, यशस्वी जायसवाल के ऊपर मुझे कोई डाउट नहीं है यार. ठीक है, कभी कभी कोई एक आधी सीरीज में
no,
यशस्वी भी
अरे
फेल
भाई,
होगा.
law of averages ना, he will have a bad
फिर
series.
भी रो पिट के उसने 150 तो बनाई.
हाँ.
रो पिट के उसने 150 तो उसने फिर भी बनाई ये सीरीज में.
Hmm.
Jadeja looked like a proper batsman. Today only one player could bat. That was Ravindra Jadeja. उसको थोड़ा बहुत स्वीप
Sai
मारने
Sudarshan
आता था.
also was looking okay till he got out. He did not look bad
यार,
blocking the ball.
I honestly don't understand वो लड़का क्या है. वो यार वो नंबर 3 के लायक मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा.
Not one name you have taken is a leader. Not
yeah.
one guy.
Right.
Not one of them.
And you cannot call
यशस्वी जायसवाल अगर लीडर होता ना, अगर उसमें वो डॉग वाली फाइट होती, द मंग्रल फाइट इफ ही हैड इन हिम ना, तो वो 6 क्रूशियल ड्रॉप्स नहीं करता इंग्लैंड में. पहले के बाद उसका दिमाग सटक गया होता कि मैं मैच खो रहा हूं यार यहाँ पे. I'm letting this match go. I have to tighten up.
Yeah.
Okay, यार दूसरा भी चला गया, ठीक है, 6 बार यार, and I think overall it was 8 catches that he dropped across the series.
And they weren't.
I'm telling you, most of them were not difficult catches.
Exactly.
They were perfectly acceptable catches.
Yeah.
They made the difference to the Headingley test. You would have knocked them over in that first innings. So I'm sorry, none of these guys. I'm trying to tell you this again. Let me give you a transition phase where we didn't have leaders.
Yeah.
Okay, in the early 90s, when Kapil is starting to fade, Gavaskar is gone, Vengsarkar is gone, Amarnath has gone, all of these guys have gone, right? Srikanth is fading away as well. These were your mainstays for whatever they're worth. Kumble was a new spin kid. Your other spinner, Maninder, had failed, and what do you call it?
Sivaramakrishnan
failed.
Yeah.
You had a wet tissue of a captain in Mohammad Azharuddin. Forget the match fixing. Keep that aside for a moment. As a personality, he's not a dominant personality. He cannot lead people. He cannot get them to do more than they can. Manjrekar was stuck with his head up his own asshole. He had outthought his own self to such a degree that he took a game that was making double centuries in goddamn Pakistan and killer hundreds in West Indies and destroyed that game. Finished it off, wiped it off. That's how much up his own head he went. Right? Shastri was the only one, but Shastri was gone by 92 as well.
Yeah.
So when you don't, and Tendulkar at 16, 17 used to look more mature than these idiots. Right? So if you don't get that kind of set of players to come who are cussed, who have that mentality, bro, you will go into drift. And that's what happened to us in the 90s. Okay, it's just that you had Kumble, so you're going to win home tests. Kumble and 2 other spinners, you're going to win home tests. When did we change? 96, when you got those 2 guys, Dravid and Ganguly, who had that same mentality. Javagal, because he stepped up. Kumble, because now he could see some hope. That's when you started to get a little bit better, and all the results you saw later develop from there. And they are doing all of this in the backdrop of match fixing. If anybody comes and tells me it was just Azhar fixing a match here, then you don't understand the basics of match fixing. If you're telling me selectors were not involved, if larger parts of Indian cricket were not involved, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, because I've seen some of the selections made in that era.
Same. I could write an essay on that, but we don't want to blame.
But that's the point I want to make. Like, so now let's say you get rid of Gambhir, right? For a moment, though you won't, and I'll give you the reason why you won't. Let's say you get whatever your ideal manager is. Let's say if you want a guy who puts his arm around everybody's shoulder like VVS, or you want a strict standard creator like Kumble, whatever. I'm just taking 2 random names, but these are sort of take the 2 houses of what the thought process will be, right? Who are the players they go to? Where's the mongrel in all of this? Would you not be better served playing batsmen or cricketers of any sort who are more of a fighter? So Aksar, I love Aksar for this reason. I think that boy has fighting.
Right.
Genuine fighting. Right? Genuine. He has that.
And Nikhil, we forget Aksar has remained the captain for Gujarat in Ranji, so he has leadership in a local sort of thing. And I don't remember if he was the captain when they won the Ranji for the first time ever, or was it Parthiv? But he has played, so he has captained a senior player like Parthiv Patel as a player, right? So you also need a captain who can talk, and he's captained Jasprit Bumrah. So you need people who can also tone down senior players saying, boss, I need you to do this. So I agree. Aksar has that. And I don't think Gill does yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. That's what
Gill,
I'm trying to say. Who are you
Gill is
leading
the
with?
best
Yaar,
batter in
Gill
test
is
match.
going
No,
to be
no, no,
your captain.
but
He's
I
young.
think Kushal was going to say this. So I'll just look. In fairness to Gill, these guys showed more fight in England than I expected. Honestly,
Oh
they
no,
did.
no doubt. I'm nothing against Gill, and he didn't play 1.5 series. He was ill in the second inning. And if Gill was in the second Test match, we probably would have done much better. Maybe even chased it down because he is our best batsman in Test match cricket. It's not even close. But the point is, when he's not playing, India as a team, given how good our team is and our
This was just
squad is,
bad selection. Like, I don't
yeah,
understand why is it so hard for us to break it down. Nitish Kumar Reddy had no business to be in this Test match 11.
neither did
You could
Dhruv
have had
Jurel.
Ruturaj Gaikwad. You could have had Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Arey, chhod do. You could have had Sarfaraz Khan. You could have had Devdutt Padikkal instead of Nitish Kumar
No,
Reddy.
so
Padikkal to tha na squad mein.
let's go batting order wise, right? So 1 and 2, none of us can complain.
No, Nikhil, before you expand, I have to tell the one cruel thing that Star Sports did was they had Anil Kumble explain how the ball was spinning and how Indian batters couldn't play spin. There is this viral clip going when Anil Kumble and Parthiv Patel are saying, and he's just showing, "Aise koi chhodta hai kya?" Oh, I mean, I think Kumble wanted to punch a screen. I've never seen him this angry on air. He was. This was a cruel thing to do to Kumble, but that's how pissed off even the commentators were at how bad this was. Sorry, now go ahead.
So
So
see, the opening
we
slot
can't
is
complain about the openers. The openers were always going to be picked, right?
no, and they did well in England too. So I won't say the opener needs to go.
No, I
Boss,
mean,
we
you
have
have to back them. These are your two openers for the next 4 or 5 years, is what we are thinking
Yeah.
already, right? That's what we're thinking.
No, but who's your number 3? Do you want to continue with Sai Sudarshan?
So there, on the evidence of the first test, you threw in another left-hander. And tactically, that was never the ploy here. It was a much... Yeah, the Aussies keep bringing that idiot Renshaw to India. Renshaw doesn't play any other cricket for them, but he always comes on an India tour because he can play spin. Right? And he contributes for them. We had to make a left field selection with a right-handed number 3, is my opinion. Or have a right-hander. So the way they tried to placate that is to have Jurel at 4.
Yeah, but see, Washington Sundar did not look too bad at number 3. But
No,
then
he'll never look bad. Washi will never look bad doing anything in cricket. Washi's a fantastic cricketer.
Yeah, so I'm saying
Washi's
that
a leader, by the way.
why not give him an extended run at number 3? Because he looked, देखो, at number 3, the first criteria for me is क्या वो 100 ball खेल सकता है. And Washi played more than 100 balls 3 times, I think, or more than 100 minutes 3 times this in the series, right? Because number 3, more often than not, if it's an early wicket, he has to come block, see off the new ball, and not be ashamed about scoring an ugly 20 of 95 balls, right? And Washi can give you that. So if he can give you that, give him the chance.
And if you give him the good conditions, he'll kill you also.
Yeah, exactly. So
because he can hit with anyone. He can hit with anyone.
I mean, this year at the IPL, I saw him finish games for Gujarat Titans, and he was smashing the balls when he got a chance.
The T20 series against Australia, that second one that we won, that was him.
That was him.
Very important 30 of 13 balls.
No, but why not Ruturaj Gaikwad, boss?
No,
number 3.
You'll go step by step. The point I'm trying to make from this is Jurel was not picked into this Indian team ever as a batsman proper. Different matter that I think he's a very good batsman and he must be given chances. But he was never picked with the idea of number 4. Let's be clear.
Right.
At 5, you have Pant, who has to at some point be told if you want to bat at 5, then this larrikin way of batting will not do because volume of runs matters at 5. 5 has to be someone making big hundreds, man. Really big hundreds and fairly consistently. At 6, you have Jaddu. At 7, you have what do you call?
See, 7 is Aksar. If it's in India, they were playing either Aksar or Nitish Kumar Reddy, which is perplexing. Right? You don't need.
The short point being, in this 11, from number 4 onwards, you did not have proper specialist batsmen.
Correct.
Not even one. That's a fucking embarrassment. That's ridiculous. That you can't play Test cricket like this.
And for me, what's interesting is if you look at Rishabh's scores, right? Pant looks phenomenal when he bats. How many big hundreds has he got? right? First of all, his highest ever is a 159 not out, but you'll see a lot of 120s, 130s, 140s, and it's good. I mean, he's had 800 so far. But like what Nikhil said, you also need that number 5 to sometimes go on and get a 170, a 200. Like,
That's why I think he's an ideal number 6. Yeah. Why are we bothering him? He's a superb number 6. He will give you attack. He will give you connection with the tail. He will be able to change the pace of the game. I mean, he's an outstanding number 6. Why mess with it?
And I don't understand.
6 is not a slur or anyone. Lakshman played at 6 almost all his career. Yeah.
Correct. And I don't understand this logic of Gautam Gambhir that you had Nitish Kumar Reddy picked in and he must play at 7. So then Washington Sundar from 3 in the first test match goes to number 8. What the flying fuck is that? What the fuck? Like, what are you trying to do? If you're trying to groom this is not some goddamn KKR third 11 playing like a 17th game of an IPL season, yaar. कि आप चॉप एंड चेंज कर दो, हर्षित राणा कहीं पे भी खेलेगा, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर कहीं पे भी खेलेगा. क्या चल रहा है यार ये? No, so now this, I completely blame the coach. I don't think this was a captain's call at all. I don't think Pant has the dressing room to make that call in the second test match. If anyone tells me this was Rishabh Pant's call, I am willing to wager a huge bet with them. This was 100% Gautam Gambhir call. And he should be man enough to come out and admit that this was my call. I fucked up. The problem is he'll give you 1,000 excuses, but except admitting that I fucked up with the selection in the second test match. That's all. As fans, we need to, okay, we got the wrong combination. We don't need that many all-rounders. We need specialists. None of the long thesis that he gave after test matches ever contained those simple statements. If he did, please chat, correct me.
Well, that's what Venkatesh Prasad criticized him. Na? That's what Venkatesh Prasad has said, right? We cannot hide under the garb of transition. Barring Sudarshan, Jurel and Reddy, most of the guys have been around for 7 to 8 years. Some very experienced campaigners. This is a series of tactical errors, obsession with playing all-rounders and not wanting to learn from mistakes. Embarrassing?
100% correct. You can't say a thing wrong there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's right.
What I loved about this presser is it sounded like one of those cocaine-infused bankers from the 2008 banking crisis, right? Well, you remember the famous phrase that had come out at that time? Capitalize the gains and socialize the losses. Socialize the losses means, what do they say? It's everybody's mistake. But I'm the same coach that went and got you a 2-all in England and went and won your T20 World Cup. I mean, this is shamelessness.
No, not T20, Champions Trophy. T20
if I were a part of his squad, I would be like, boss, you are not my leader.
Yeah.
You are not my leader.
But why does he keep the job then?
Because, and I think this is the only theory I have, I think he was picked with the idea of 2 major World Cups coming up. Us having failed at T20 World Cups, at the 50-over World Cup for a while, and he's considered in the white ball format, considered a very good coach, right? So now consider where you stand. From now till July, you have no Test cricket, right? And jitna bhi, okay, Venkatesh Prasad may say you can't say transition. Yes, you can say transition. It's a big gap. It's a huge thing.
I want to talk about it, but can I share something for you, Nikhil? You will love it. Look at
this comparison. Everybody's been sharing this. Yeah, we know this. It's really sad.
No. I'll tell you a sadder fact because Ravi Shastri was analyzing this on air. Apart from this, there is also another graphic of degree of turn. And the degree of turn that the South African spinners were getting was 0.6 or 0.7 more than the Indian spinners. And that was
because they were bowling slower. They were bowling slower,
more revs. It has more chance.
And Kushal, can I say something? We said this in the preview that India cannot think that this is the old South African team which does not have decent spinners. Simon Harmer, Simran Muthuswamy, and Keshav Maharaj is a much better attack than Pat Simcox and Paul Adams and all those 90s and early 2000s attacks and stuff. And
even Paul Adams has a 6-for or a 7-for in India, by the way.
No, I don't.
But you have to be careful about every spinner.
And this is Nikhil. Interesting. After Gautam Gambhir has become the head coach, who is Team India's number 3 in Test cricket? Shubman Gill 2 टेस्ट, विराट 1 टेस्ट, शुभमन फिर 2 टेस्ट, देवदत्त 1, शुभमन 2, केएल राहुल 1, शुभमन 1, साई सुदर्शन 1, करुण नायर 2, साई सुदर्शन 1, करुण नायर 1, साई सुदर्शन 2, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर 1, साई सुदर्शन फिर से।
भाई ये गोटी खेलता है यार, ये साला रात को बैठ के गोटी खेलता है नंबर 3 के स्पॉट के साथ।
That's what I mean. And why drop
भाई तो
Washington
इस पे ना
Sundar?
आर्टिकल लिखा था लोगों ने to justify all this fuckery कि the number 3 spot is becoming less relevant in cricket today.
Fuck that.
छुट्टी हो गया क्या?
Fuck.
मतलब राहुल द्रविड़ तो मतलब गांडी मरवा रहा था।
और पुजारा. See, again, we forget because we went straight to Pujara from Rahul Dravid. We did not miss him as much as we should have. But there is another point I want to make about Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja is not getting younger. Okay, people forget what happened to Rahul Dravid. He had the best series of his career in England in 2011. 6 months later, he completely falls off a cliff in Australia and retires. With Jadeja, it is not impossible to expect that to happen. That he will be so consistent and the batting will drop. And we have to be prepared for that to happen. He cannot rescue you every time. This
But
series,
I think with Jadeja, we have in Akshar Patel a like for like.
No. That's not why I'm saying it, Kushal. I'm saying we have a like for like. But in this series, we finally saw the mortality of Jadeja, that even he could not rescue India from every freaking situation.
I don't think he's a like for like in the way in which you're thinking, Kushal. I've never rated Jadeja as a spinner to the level to which people rate him. That's not to say I don't rate the guy.
No, but I'm talking about as a proper batsman, yeah.
The whole package matters, right?
Yeah.
So he was given 6 and 7 and being played ahead of Ashwin because of his batting, right? That's the edge that he used to have, and that's why he played more in Sena. For which reason, my mentality even today with Jaddu is, yes, I'll get a 70 or an 80 or a 90 or maybe even a century against West Indies, right? For example, from time to time, or against England. But I can live with the fact that some days it'll be a 20 or a 30 or a 15 or a 10 or a 50, whatever it is, right? Because to my mind, he's never a full batsman, but he's batting at a batting position, which is 6. Right? So Jaddu was perfect when he was at 7, because you recall what the lineup used to be. Okay, your main batsmen were failing, but what were you as a lineup? 2 openers, proper openers, Sharma being one of them, and the other could be variable. Away from home, KL Rahul. Then you had Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, right? Then Pant, and then Jaddu.
Right.
And 6 and 7, this order, 6 and 7, Pant and Jaddu is very good. It's very fair. Because Pant's runs at 6 are very, very good for a 6.
Correct.
They are a little short for a 5.
See,
unless he wants to bat
if they like Sai Sudarshan, now let's talk transition. If they like Sai Sudarshan, I say stick with him for another 10 test matches then. Give him the whole cycle, that you are our number 3 for the whole WC or TC cycle, which includes 2 tests in Sri Lanka, 2 in New Zealand, and 5 against Australia in BGT. Okay, that is point number 1. Because I won't say he looks completely out of sorts, but I don't know what it is. He has a brain fade and then he gets out. He has a leg side problem, which is very obvious. But this team, okay, when Gill comes back, Gill is your natural number 4. What I agree with Nikhil is Rishabh Pant has to go to number 6.
Correct. Agreed.
Sarfaraz Khan has to come to number 5.
No disagreement there.
Sarfaraz Khan has to come back into this side. It was atrocious that Sarfaraz Khan was never tried, yaar. मतलब उसको try किधर किया है आपने?
Whoever you want at 5, but has to be a proper batsman. And you can have a competition between Sai and whoever you contemplate as a 3. I have no problems with that.
Kaun? Ruturaj Gaikwad is your only option for number 3, if not Sai Sudarshan. Kaun hai bhai? Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
You could perhaps tell Washi, you're a batsman.
Correct.
Then off spinner kaun hai hamara?
You pick lower down the order and you will get overs out of Washi. But then you're not bowling Washi for 30 overs in an innings.
Yeah, and
have that respect.
I am scared of Washington's fitness if he bowls 30 overs every test match.
अच्छा चल, next 2 टेस्ट मैच श्रीलंका में है. बॉल हमारे से इतनी ज्यादा टर्न होने वाली है. ये तुझे भी मालूम है, मुझे भी मालूम है. अब तेरी टीम क्या होगी श्रीलंका में, मेरे को ये बता. अक्षर पटेल होगा, जडेजा होगा, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर होगा, कुलदीप होगा. ये 4 तो पक्का होंगे.
I would not have any fast bowling all-rounder in Sri Lanka. No Nitish
Sir,
Kumar Reddy, no
in an
Rana.
11, I am not taking 4 spinners.
No, he's talking about the squad, I think.
No,
Are you
he's
talking
talking
about
about
4
the 11.
spinners in the 11? Nahi yaar. All 4 cannot play.
नहीं, Washington, अगर तुम लोग उसको as number 3 कर रहे हो batter, then he's not bowling na. Then he's like that Nitish Kumar Reddy. अगर कुछ हुआ तो
No, you are going to take a young spinner to make a debut in Sri Lanka if you're smart. Tanush Kotian or whoever the hell you want to take them. A young spinner must get blooded, because this is the other mistake. Our man Kuldeep Yadav is now 17 tests old or 18 tests old. Okay, he's 30. He's 30 years of age. अगर ये 18 टेस्ट पिछले 25 या 30 टेस्ट मैच में आया होता मैं फिर भी मान लेता, because then that would have meant that you've given him a run and he has collected a lot of his test match wisdom together. He hasn't. You've never given him the ability to step forward as the main leader of the pack, of the spinning pack. Right? So that's that. He himself is learning a lot about his game while playing test cricket right now. A lot. Okay?
There is another problem. There's another problem.
Right? So you will need you need another spinner of a genuinely high quality.
No, you're talking about a proper
spinner, and you're risking it. You're risking a spot where that spinner may not bowl as well as what do you call as well as an Aksar or as well as a Jaddu, but it's a young kid that you are willing to back because there's some talent there. Otherwise, where is the next great Indian spinner, bro?
But yes, I agree. And actually, Jadeja as a bowl, I think Jadeja you take as a specialist batsman if he shows you the batting abilities. But again, Sri Lanka is not for another 6 months, I think, right? That's when we play the next test match. I don't know when we are about to play. What
9 months, sir. It's in August.
No, August, exactly. So my point is that you don't know what Jadeja's fitness level, what form, what he's going to be. He's not young. But I agree with Nikhil. The problem is we should be playing 2 fast bowlers and 2 specialist spinners in Sri Lanka with 6 batters and a keeper. But because of the incompetence of number 5, 6, and 7 in batting, we are trying to mask it by playing like 4 all-rounders and 3 all-rounders. We don't need that. You need a specialist spinner. So Bumrah plays. Either Siraj or if Shami looks better, plays as the second fast bowler. So those 2 are your set. Kuldeep plays. Your 4th has to be a specialist spinner. I completely agree with Nikhil. Then Pant, then an all-rounder. And then you have to make a decision. That all-rounder is either Jadeja or Aksar. But then the decision comes, if Washington Sundar plays at 3, who plays? Because you don't need more than 5 bowlers in Sri Lanka. You don't. So it just makes no sense for us to have like 6 or 7 bowlers.
You know, we used to have 6 or 7 bowlers in our test match lineup when the bowlers were Sehwag and Ganguly and Tendulkar.
Yeah, exactly. And
so then who's your number 3 in Sri Lanka? Not Washington Sundar.
I know it would be Washington Sundar for me, number 3. But it would be one of Akshar Patel or Ravindra Jadeja that plays at number 6. At number 7. And Pant
Look,
plays.
I would highly caution this.
I would not play Washington long run if you want to retain him as a bowler.
That's the decision to be made. And the second decision to be made is, and this will be very harsh sounding, okay? Jaddu is not a 6. So, is he a good enough bowler at 7?
No.
Right? If he's not a good enough bowler at 7, then it comes down to him and Washi. Only one plays. As of now, in my opinion, although in this test match, Jaddu bowled well. Okay? And he bowled slower. It looked better. In my opinion, only one of those 2 play. And that's your supplementary 5th bowler. They can't lead the attack. They can't even be second in the attack when it comes to spinners. Right? So Kuldeep is your principal spinner. Kuldeep's your principal spinner. You need to blood one young kid. If the kid is there, that's the other problem. Because the cupboard is starting to run really dry, boys. And it's running dry on the fast bowling side as well in Test cricket. Don't make a mistake about this. It is running absolutely dry.
We are missing another crucial point. Who the fuck is going to bat against spin in this team?
No, that's what I'm
Gambhir
trying to say. Because that's why I take Washi away from 3.
Correct.
Right? And I say your number 3 and your number 5, the 2 spots we are discussing, because Gill is 4 and the 2 openers are fixed. Perhaps you take them from Ranji as players who have shown you particular aptitude against spin. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
Right? If Dhruv Jurel wants to be picked purely as a batsman, he has 2 options. He has to either be picked ahead of Pant as a keeper, or if he wants to be picked purely as a batsman, he'll have to go back into Ranji and make tons of runs. And then perhaps he can be the 5.
Here's the thing. In Sri Lanka, the pitches are going to be shit tips like we have in India. They are going to be rank turners. So you need bowlers like Jadeja and Akshar who are going to die.
I'm not so sure, bro. I don't think nobody makes shit tips quite of the nature that we do. हमारा Shiv Sena pitches अलग ही
बात कर रहा है यार. श्रीलंका हमसे भी गंदी पिचे बनाता है. उनका और बांग्लादेश का तो कंपटीशन चालू है. मेरे को इतना मजा आता है उनके टेस्ट मैच देखने को.
यार ये ना
जल्दी सब खत्म हो जाते हैं.
ये जो प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या चल रही है? This is all because at the core of all of this is this flawed idea that you can determine the best side in a 2-year cycle. 2 years is nothing for a test match cycle. The stress on winning has become so crazy that you've taken the fundamentals of test cricket are dying. Yeah, this is ridiculous. What's going on?
One question, guys. Do you think it's worthwhile to give Karun Nair a shot? He's been averaging more than 101 in Ranji Trophy this season.
Yes. Number 5, Karun Nair. Yes.
And he's been phenomenal. He's hit a double century also this year.
But tell me something. Why he wasn't? He looked good in England. I'll be honest. He looked good at times.
Yeah, he did. But again, this is the Gautam Gambhir carousel, right? वो number 3 भी खेलता है, number 5 भी खेलता है, number 6 भी खेलता है. If you are going to give someone an extended run, give them an extended run at a spot.
Extended run तो किसी को मिलता ही नहीं है गौतम गंभीर के अंडर.
Yeah.
अभी तो दिखाया उसने तुमको नंबर 3 का क्या हाल करके रखा हुआ है गंभीर ने.
So मतलब कोई भी
he can't get rid of Rahul, Jaiswal and Gill. These are your only 3 and Pant. These are your only 4 fixed spots in the batting lineup. बाकी तो सबको ऊपर नीचे करता रहता है वो.
And the other interesting person to watch out for is Wasim Jafar's nephew, Arman Jafar, who is playing for Mizoram, and he scored 700 runs in 4 games in Ranji Trophy this time. Again, young spinners. These are people who
एक और है कि कितना हम रणजी ट्रॉफी के रिकॉर्ड्स को एज अ बेसलाइन मान सकते हैं.
मतलब given the incompetence of this team against spin, I would consider them as a baseline, because it's not like it's not like high quality spin. They are struggling against mediocre spin bowling. Okay, tell me honestly, does Ranji?
No. Harmer was not mediocre.
Not Harmer, but I'm talking about Ajaz Patel. Does Ranji Trophy have better?
Ajaz Patel is a decent spinner, bro. He's not. Look, spin is spin, man. I mean,
so are Ranji Trophy spinners. I'm not saying Ajaz Patel is bad, but I'm saying in Ranji Trophy.
But you're assuming that our Ranji Trophy spin quality is as high as it used to be. Where are they? I can't think of a name being given to me by anybody about a spinner who should be picked.
Because of the mindset. Our mindset had become 4 fast bowlers overseas with all-rounders, and in India prepare Bunsen burners with 1 or 2 good spinners and have these backing all-rounders.
Look. The Bunsen burner thing also worked because you had the genius of Ashwin. You may have had a good pitch, but you still got a bowl like a king. And Ashwin was just magnificent. And I just get the feeling, this shit, right? तेज फेंकनी है, धीरे फेंकनी है, ये सब figuring out नहीं Ashwin करता था.
Correct.
Like Zach used to at one time. Zach used to be the cranium of the team, of the bowling unit. I'm sure Ashwin was the guy who used to figure out, yeah, इसमें तेज फेंकना है, इसमें धीरे फेंकना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. He would figure it all out, right? I don't think that leader is there right now. This is very interesting to me. You remember when England beat us in 2012?
Right.
It was the opposite. They bowled much quicker than our spinners.
That's right.
And because the pitches were not shit tips by any stretch of the imagination. But the ball used to be able to grip and turn a lot and zip through in the turn. Because of the speed. And Monty Panesar in particular bowled really quick. Swan bowled quicker than usual.
Yeah.
And now the tables have turned in a sense, because now the pitches have got so bad that bowling slower suddenly is more beneficial to you. I don't even think this was this was certainly not a bad pitch.
No,
This was a classical Indian pitch. They bowled like classical Indian spinners. Slow in the air, lots of loop, lots of revolutions, and that's it.
Yeah, this was like your 90s pitch, yeah. Like where the fourth innings, essentially 350 plus is a match winning score as long as you take care of the new ball in the first innings and play decently well in the third.
350 in the fourth innings. 350 is way too. I mean, in India, you chase down 220 in India in the fourth innings. That's a lot.
There is
I
only
know,
one.
I'm saying-
Saurabh Kumar is the only guy I can think of. And वो nurse है किसका नाम था यार? Aadit जो है एक और. I think
So I know one of-
Shahbaz Nadeem ना?
No,
Shahbaz Nadeem.
Shahbaz Nadeem has been okay, but there is a young spinner from Gujarat called Siddharth Desai, who's the highest wicket taker in Ranji. He's pretty good. He's
नहीं, मगर Saurabh Kumar अच्छा
What
है
is
ना?
he?
वो
What is he?
flight
Off
bowler
spinner,
है ना?
left arm spinner, leg spinner?
slow
What is
left
he?
arm, slow left arm orthodox. And again, I don't know if he's played with Aksar or something, and if he was a mentor when Aksar was his captain or something, but maybe that played a role. I don't know. So that it's very interesting who plays under what. And then you have I think like a bunch of spinners, like young spinners coming up.
Nikhil, check out Saurabh Kumar.
Saurabh
Check out
Kumar.
Saurabh Kumar. Flight bowler.
But again,
Flight
I
to
think
beat करता है.
it's also because we don't advertise like we are going to have a second spinner. There's another guy called Mayank Mishra, again slow left arm orthodox, decent spinner, fourth highest wicket taker. Shreyas Gopal is one of them. So there are people who have been taking wickets, but the issue is, are we looking for a full-time spinner? Saurabh Kumar plays for Andhra, I think. So
A bit on that. Just there, I have some minute sympathy with the management. You had Maharaj batting at 11. Okay, Maharaj is a fairly solid batsman. So they had a very strong batting lineup up and down. Your problem is your two fast bowlers are number 11s. Right? So if you add another spinner there who may be a specialist, and Kuldeep, while he has the capacity to resist, he is not necessarily going to get you a lot of runs. But
No,
he can
he will
stand
not.
there.
Kuldeep is like
But he
Maharaj.
can stand there. He can face deliveries.
He
Right?
can
He
block.
can face deliveries.
Which is why
Right, so
I think
that's
ये
three
जो
batsmen already.
Jadeja,
Tail gets
Washington
lengthened there.
Sundar,
Tail gets really long.
Akshar Patel ही खेलेंगे. The only difference in this team that can be done is, and I believe Dhruv Jurel and Rishabh cannot play in the same side. Dhruv Jurel at this stage has not matured enough as a batsman. Eventually, maybe one day he will. But right now, you need a proper number 3 batsman and a number 5 batsman. And
you
Rishabh
have
Pant will become a number
Jurel has this entire Ranji season to prove himself. He'll have the IPL. He'll have the ODIs that come before August. He'll have all of that to prove himself, and maybe he can.
And now
himself as
let's
that
talk
kind of
about
No,
talk about how people saying
one quick
see,
point about Jurel. Sorry, Kushal. Sanju Samson has been traded away by Rajasthan Royals. So now Jurel becomes the number 1 keeper in Rajasthan Royal, who keeps and plays almost all games. So that is another interesting thing. Now go ahead, Kushal. What are you saying?
So last night I was disagreeing with Nikhil when Nikhil was like, "अरे ये." Nikhil का कहना था कि I think this is a genuine transition. We are being unfair.
Yeah,
And
thoda to hai.
which was at that time I completely disagreed with Nikhil. I was really irritated with the team. But in hindsight, I think when I actually started looking at the names that have gone in the last 2 years, okay, from this side, 3 years, Pujara, was that man कितने 7,000 रन है उसके? Rahane के कितने?
But Pujara and Rahane were not gone; they were banished. Now the question is, did they need to be dropped?
Because they were transitioning from 3-4 years.
Yeah,
they were transitioning from 3-4 years.
But they weren't.
Then you
anyone.
lose a man like Dekh bhai. I don't think Rohit Sharma in red ball cricket is that much of an impact.
No,
But yeah, Virat Kohli is a giant impact in terms of mentality. Forget the skill. But
So now you're coming to my mentality point, right? Now I would
no.
This is
Leadership.
That's what I'm saying. So now you need You need. So look, in 2011, Virat was not a captain. He's not a captain till the middle of the 14 Australia tour.
Correct.
Right? 2 tests, it's Dhoni. But he was always captain in waiting, and he always had the mentality. It's a different thing. In the dressing room, he must have been a demon. Yeah, the guy was. He fucking chewed through 2009 and 2010
I'll give
to
you
make
a
sure
small
he gets selected for
tidbit in the
2011.
one-day series. I don't know if you guys noticed this. तेको मालूम है जब वो बॉल डिसाइड करना था 25 ओवर के बाद, in one of those moments the camera went on शुभमन. So शुभमन था और उधर 2 ही लोग थे उसके साथ जब बॉल डिसाइड होना था, रोहित और विराट. और it was very clear, विराट ने शुभमन को बोला बॉल दे, एकदम अथॉरिटेटिव तरीके से था. It was so obvious, बॉल दे. बॉल देखा विराट ने, उसने रोहित को देखा, ये वाली ठीक है ना, तेरा क्या लगता है? रोहित ने भी सेम बात बोली, ठक, और बॉल वही हुआ. ये चीजें
भैया,
ये जो तू बोल रहा है, मैं तेरे को, I'm just basically backing you up by things that I saw.
But let me give you another example of what you said.
You're saying something a little different, and I'll tell you why you're saying something a little different. You're saying someone who already has the experience and the knowledge. I'm not on that. I'm saying I'm willing to fail for a bit. Yeah. If you bring me people who have genuine character in them, who will
I believe Gill has character. I believe Gill has character.
No, but I'll give you an example.
I believe Rishabh Pant is not a leader, but he has character. I will not say he has no character.
So, but no,
nobody does
now,
a Bumrah.
Bumrah is very self-contained.
Yeah,
he's very self-contained. Okay, he's not a leader of the pack kind of bowler. Very self-contained guy. Siraj, Mohammad Siraj is my first love, man. I love Mohammad Siraj.
No.
But he's
never
all heart.
Die spirit. Siraj, Kuldeep, थोड़ा है ना, Kuldeep की problem है, वो ढीला है.
Let me summarize what you guys are saying in the transition point, right? In Sehwag said this in 2005, India was playing Sri Lanka in Ahmedabad, and Kumble and Harbhajan were going, and essentially they were flattening. They were not being that effective, and he had to get a fast bowler. And both of them, Sehwag was the stand-in captain because Dravid was injured, or Ganguly, whoever was the captain. And both of them, Kumble and Harbhajan, were like, "Main kyun chodu? Usko bol." Then Sehwag went to Sachin and said, Sachin called them to the side, and he's like, "Do over teri." After that, the fast bowler, then you get lost and another fast bowler will come and we have to transition, and just walked off. That is the authority you need.
That is not happening in this team.
Exactly. And Sehwag, and the reason I give
genuine issue है, Nikhil,
and the reason I give
issue है, वो KL को करना चाहिए, KL नहीं कर रहा है.
No, Kushal, and the reason I give Sehwag,
how much more of an analogy can I give you than that soft butter scone, yaar?
Yeah.
What more can I say?
KL को ये करना चाहिए.
अबे एक का मैंने बोल दिया कि कुत्ते की बॉडी में उसका दिमाग डाल दो, वो म्याऊं करेगा. मतलब ये तो हाल है हमारे यार. You need
एक छोटा किस्सा बताऊं. फर्स्ट टेस्ट की बात है, सेकंड की नहीं.
Bro, by the way, you tell me this किस्सा इसके बाद, but I just want to say this. That irritated video of Kumble's, na?
Yeah.
That's not about the shot. That's about the man. Right? It's about the nature of the man. The shot is an inevitability given the nature of the man.
Yeah.
So another very interesting bit was when Jadeja was bowling and Rishabh Pant wanted to change the strategy. With Kuldeep, notice Rishabh chillata tha usko. You know, in the first test, he actually got a wicket when he forced Kuldeep to come round. And he got a wicket. अरे इधर आ करके चिल्लाया वो कुलदीप के ऊपर.
नहीं यार, उसने उसको actually, you know, this is one part of the problem. He's still requesting him. मेरे लिए कर दे यार, एक बार इस साइड से कर दे. बट जोर से घुमा के करना, जोर से घुमा के करना.
जड्डू भाई आप देख लो, आपको जो सही लगे आप कर लेना.
That's it, right? और वो धोनी से
नहीं है. शुभमन ऐसे नहीं कर रहा था. Credit to शुभमन. शुभमन भी like जड्डू भाई ये करो.
What Dhoni would do, for example, was अभी यहाँ डालने का, ऐसे डालने का, यहाँ पे पड़ना चाहिए, वो ये खेलेगा, ये करेगा.
No, Dhoni is like a master conductor when it comes to spin. Like, he is their orchestra and he'll tell the spinners what to do. Kahan dalo, which is why
they are the orchestra, he's the conductor. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I would love when Dhoni goes to the commentary box eventually and explain the nuances of spin bowling or something.
In terms of personality, जितना मैंने journalist से बात करके समझा है, actually Sarfaraz Khan is that kind of a steely character. जो उंगल करता
फिर
है।
मेरे को पहले एक बात बताओ कि गौतम गंभीर के साथ कोचिंग ग्रुप में होने के लिए ब्रायन टेन डेस्कार्टे एंड मॉर्नी मॉकल ने क्या केमिकल कैस्ट्रेशन करवाई है? क्योंकि उससे कम में तो हो नहीं सकता. They have no say. They will not get a voice there.
No, but that's how they were in India.
Mehra was a part of the Pakistan downfall of their bowling.
Yeah.
Okay. He was squarely over there, and nobody has come back and told me that Mokul used to give great ideas that bowlers couldn't execute. They're still not saying it.
No, but our fast bowling is generally good. But the thing is, Morne Mokul cannot offer anything to our spinners. So
Right.
for
Let's
that,
say generally good.
बोलूं अगर प्लेयर इतना घटिया शॉट्स खेलेंगे जो उन्होंने फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में सेकंड टेस्ट के खेले.
Oh boss, seriously यार. Seriously. But tactically आपका कोई वेरिएशन नहीं आता है फास्ट बॉलिंग में अभी. I just want to make this point in this test match. Marco Jansen bowled multiple lengths at times.
Yeah.
Okay. And he bowled them all very effectively. I accept he's taller. He gets more steep bounce from a fuller length. That's a very big variation for him. That's fine. But Siraj has a very mean bouncer at times, bro.
He's not bowling it.
He's not bowling it.
His bouncer is meaner than Bumrah's. Bumrah is a
but and Bumrah bowled more bouncers.
Odd, right? Completely odd. Yeah.
And
you're not bowling to your strengths.
You have a bowler in waiting in Arshdeep Singh who can actually give you that Marco Jansen type variation, right?
Bro, you've got to explain this to me. No management in India trusts Arshdeep in Test. What is the scene?
No, Test Chodo bhai, he is not even picked in limited overs. Harshit Rana was picked more than him, and he is one of the top 5 limited bowler in the world in terms of average in wickets. It is insane. Gambhir played. मतलब हम लोग कुशल और मैंने वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया का पॉडकास्ट किया था, and we were like मतलब बाल खींच रहे थे जितने भी बच्चे हैं मेरे.
No, right. My Harshit Rana theory is that when Gambhir was a batsman himself, the sight of those hit the deck bowlers like Mokul, like Stain at times, like even Shoaib, who used to hit the deck from time to time, they used to make him crap his pants. And that's why he's obsessed with the idea of Harshit Rana, because Harshit Rana is a proper hit the deck bowler.
Yeah.
Which deck he hits, God knows from time to time. But uska yahi hota hai. That, you know, he'll have 3 shit matches. He'll have 1 good match. Everybody will be on your case saying, don't be too quick to judge. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. There are better bowlers there.
Yeah.
But I want you to explain this to me. What is the scene with Arshdeep in Test cricket? Why? I get it. His Ranji record is not great. When he went to the county season also, he was okay. He wasn't great. What is the scene? Is he red ball ineffective?
The only thing I can think of is his inconsistencies in terms of lengths and stuff, that he's been going for too many runs.
Can I play a 2-minute clip of Dinesh Karthik? I want you guys to listen to DK. I think it's a clip worthwhile playing in its totality.
And we should
talk, a sensible man.
Since we are going into the last half an hour, we should also talk a little bit about England, because whatever we did.
लोग बोलोगे DK ने rant किया, but I think DK says a lot of sensible things here.
Teams used to be scared to come to India to play Test cricket. Now they must be licking their lips. I mean, second whitewash in a span of 12 months. In the last 3 Test series that has been played in India, 2 have been whitewashes. These are tough times for India in Test cricket, and some tough decisions might have to be taken. But what is lacking? Is it the quality of players, their inability to play spin? Pacers and spinners being out-bowled in India. One too many all-rounders being played. Nitish Reddy, the nominated all-rounder, pace all-rounder, has bowled 14 overs across a whole domestic calendar season in Test cricket in India. India had just 2 players who scored 100 runs in this Test series. South Africa had 7. I mean, come on, we are better than that for sure. How can suddenly there be a nosedive in Test cricket? In the World Test Championship cycle, 65 Test matches that have been played, India's number 3 holds the second worst record in a first innings of a Test match, averaging 26. That is something for us to ponder about. Who is our number 3? How much stability are we going to give him? Washington plays at number 3 in Calcutta. Sai Sudarshan is playing at number 3 in Guwahati. Is chopping and changing helping Team India, or do we need to give more stability and consistency? What is the answer? It almost feels like this World Test Championship cycle, India have very minimal chances. 2 away games against Sri Lanka, 2 away games against New Zealand, and 5 tests against Australia at home. But the next test match is after 7 months. Are we going to forget this? Are we just going to move on saying, okay, that's a fresh season? By then, so much of white ball cricket would have happened, and I'm sure India is so good at that. Will we tend to overlook what's happening in test cricket right now? That's the big question for us to ponder. Think, what does it take for this test team to come back and become as good as they were?
DK has basically said something very important. We have a number 3 problem. And भाई कितने all-rounder खिलाएगा तू? Without naming Gautam Gambhir. अबे unmute कर अपने आप को.
He's saying the same thing all of us are saying.
But he's saying the things
But
that
भाई 65 matches के बाद अगर तुम्हारा number 3 इतनी cycles में इतना गंदा कर रहा है, so this is beyond Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah.
It is. This is beyond GG, is what I'm trying to say.
But I think this is also, Kushal, what Dinesh or DK wants to say on air, but unfortunately can't. And because I was watching the post-broadcast discussions and stuff, and people were just saying semantics and stuff. It should have been an angry discussion with, ex-cricketers basically saying, what the fuck is going on?
Where is that Gavaskar, yaar? Where is that angry Gavaskar when you need him?
Gavaskar was ranting about Perth में 17 wickets गिर रहे थे. Oh, they don't tell India, they blah 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 and stuff. So Gavaskar gets angry about all the wrong things now in life.
वो भी नाराज फूफा ही हो जाता है कभी-कभी.
हाँ, so I mean,
यार उसका ठीक है. He has that baggage, यार. You know why? He has
No,
that
I
baggage.
know.
He get baggage. Yeah, he also has stature. Like he's a different creature.
I get it,
it's nothing.
but I'm saying that, boss, the reason why DK was saying this on Instagram and not on air was because they are not allowed to speak their minds off in the commentary box, because this is exactly what should have been said in the post-match discussion on air.
So, long story short, before I want to take, because I think there are tons of audience comments and questions also, and it's only fair we look at them. Is it fair to say that we should now... I think we should go into specialist, Nikhil, in test match cricket.
Yes.
And notice, even DK said the same thing we said. Boss, this is a damn good white ball side, and Gautam should be given credit where it's due. Gautam is very good with white ball. Bhai, please, usko nikal do na red ball se. Nikhil, why can't we have 2 coaches in India, yaar? क्यों नहीं हो सकते?
करने को कर लो. मेरे को ये 2 coaches का system पसंद नहीं आता, because ये बड़ी conflicting instructions आती है यार. एक चीज का याद रखो, देसी हैं हम लोग. The English did it. When they did it, right, their test cricket died. The white ball, but because they were targeting that 2019 World Cup at home. Right? So, in fact, baseball is a reaction to how far their test cricket had fallen in that era. हमारा क्या है, और वो तो फिर भी प्रोफेशनल लोग हैं, थोड़ी तमीज होती है, ईगोज उतने स्टेप इन नहीं करेंगे. हमारा तो यहाँ पे गौतम गंभीर एक तरफ व्हाइट बॉल कोचिंग दे रहा है, दूसरी तरफ कोई रेड बॉल कर रहा होगा. भाई गौतम गंभीर तो इवल आई से ही मार देगा उसको यार.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
अगर टेस्ट सीरीज हार गए, गौतम गंभीर
अच्छा, तुम मेरे को एक बात बता. Would you bring Sarfaraz at number 5 and Karun Nair at number 3?
Look, bro, I'm going to say this in all fairness. I can look at Ranji's stats and just give a name, but I don't look at cricket that by stats. People know this about me. I hate just getting a statistical quotation about anybody. I have not watched enough Ranji to know who is a genuinely good batsman visibly to me. But let us, for example, take Sai Sudarshan. Sai Sudarshan's massive problem weakness in his batting was exposed by the English within 4 balls of his debut. Okay, 4 balls they went straight to that side. कि इसका bat यहाँ से आना, leg side पे मरेगा. So I'm not going to comment on that beyond this. I should, in all humility, say I need to go do some research, watch some clips, watch some Ranji matches, and then figure out who is a genuinely good batsman there. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make statistics the basis, then yes, the names you're taking are the names to be incorporated.
Or let's say I still am willing to give Sai Sudarshan another 10 test match run. I am dead serious, huh? I don't know.
Other
I
10
feel
test match run means, which is fine. You're giving him this cycle.
this cycle. But
Right?
then
But my problem
who
is,
is your number 5? Boss, Rishabh
You
Pant
have
can't be your number 5.
no. But you have to look at Ruturaj Gaikwad at this point.
I'm with you.
You have to look at Ruturaj Gaikwad for number 3, and then for 5 you have to have a different discussion.
And what about Patidar? What about Patidar?
He's injured. I think he's
No,
injured.
injured to kahin na kahin injury will heal, yaar.
Yeah,
पर भाई ये आधी साइकिल खत्म हो जाएगी ना पाटीदार की फिर.
yeah, but Patidar can play spin pretty well. So
And boss, if the IPL thing matters to people, Patidar is a significant IPL. He's a captain of RCB, yeah.
yeah. He knows, he captains Virat Kohli. That is something. Right? Like, you know how to deal with senior players and stuff like that.
And वो strong character है बंदा. From my visit, my view of him, right?
Here is my
by the way, for home tests and against spin in general, people aren't going to like this. Might be worth bringing Shreyas back.
Shreyas Iyer.
Iyer.
He's the best player of spin amongst the lot, boss.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you that as a follow-up question.
Yeah, I mean, why
Shreyas
not?
Iyer
Yeah? If what
Number
we're going
5.
to play, 7 out of our 9 test matches that are going to come up are going to be on turning tracks, because it'll be 2 in Lanka and 5 at home.
Yeah.
Right? Totally worth it, bro.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then what do we do in New Zealand? Who's our number 5 in New Zealand? Shreyas can handle it.
Has
New
to.
Zealand, I mean, yeah.
He has to.
How is Shreyas going to be worse than the carousel we have right now?
Yeah. And he brings more cricketing intellect into the team. He brings some seniority into the team.
Khopri is
Right?
excellent fielder.
Yeah.
Superb fielder. And, he has shown leadership in his career. And he's shown the ability to fight some degree of adversity as well.
Again, has an experience of working with Gambhir, with KKR and all that, right? Like, so
I mean, so that may not be as the positive we think it is, because he did a little bit with Gambhir and he's like, I'm getting the hell out of here, boss.
Gambhir का contract कब तक है?
27, yaar, he's got the World Cup.
27 World Cup.
Hi.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
बोला तुम्हारी सारी आशाओं को सुखा के जाएगा साला, उससे पहले नहीं जाएगा.
नहीं यार, इतना तो यार देख, वाइट बॉल में तो अच्छा ही हो रहा है, तो मतलब
Hey, but the World Cup is in South Africa. It's not in India. So our white ball team in South Africa, that's going to be a different challenge also.
I mean, we'll still be probably
also,
the favorites.
यार मतलब हम लोग कोई जिम्बाब्वे हैं क्या? We are a damn good side है.
Kushal, can we also play good, like ICC ko तारीफ करो, because the amazing lottery has struck again, as expected. India and Pakistan are again in the same goddamn group. मतलब वाह जय भाई वाह, क्या बात है.
फक्कॉल लोग हैं. मैं तो नहीं मैच देखने वाला भाई.
साला
मैं नहीं
देखूंगा. In cricket we've gone from match fixing to fixtures fixing. Like, what the fuck? Like, we've actually gone to fixture. ये क्या है यार?
वाहियात लोग.
And there'll be some solid Bollywood गाना बजाना just before that match.
Of course. वो स्टार स्पोर्ट को मौका या चौका या ऐसा कोई ऐड करेगा and all these.
नहीं, अब तो उनको मिल गए ना 3 लगातार संडे. So ये चौथा, ये भी संडे को ही होगा. 100% संडे को होगा.
Bhattacharya had an excellent tweet saying India Pakistan is not the premier rivalry in sport in cricket anymore. Can ICC give another rivalry even a chance and allow cricket to be a global sport rather than this garbage? Can you imagine FIFA putting England and France in the same group in every single World Cup? I mean, it's just unfathomable, right? What makes England-France quarterfinal? Why was India-Pakistan quarterfinal in 1996 or the semis in...
I just say, the way you put it, I just want to know, on a formal basis, does the ICC say that the groups are randomly selected?
They used to, not anymore. I remember a time where ICC revealed the groups like with a bat, like flipping of a bat, and of the World Cup.
Yeah, Tambola kind of thing, which the Champions League does, for example.
Correct.
No, but I want to know. I mean, in this, are they saying these groups are randomly selected?
I haven't seen their official.
You'll be having pools, right? You'll have a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3, and a tier 4, and you accordingly pick one from each and build the group.
So earlier, what ICC used to do is go by ranking. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and stuff like that. So by rankings, the groups were randomly. But now they're not even revealing what is the process. India and Pakistan.
So now you not only have they put India Pakistan together, they put USA with us, because that's the other place which has a lot of Indians and Pakistanis.
Yes.
And they beat Pakistan last time. So there's some story to be pulled over there. Like,
shameless, yaar.
But
shameless is sure, yaar. This is, as far as I'm concerned, इस type का मुजरा जो है ना, ये मुजरा जो है ना तुम T20 में जितना करना करो, मुझे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. अपनी ठुकवाओ बैठ के वहां पे, मुझे कोई चिंता नहीं. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? ODI World Cup में ये पंगा मत करना बिना बात का. But they 100% will. Because that ODI World Cup, they will again want India Pakistan playing somewhere or the other. And
तुझे लगता है साउथ अफ्रीका को पैसे नहीं चाहिए?
टेस्ट क्रिकेट में WTC साइकिल, ये 2 साल की साइकिल को इरेज करना पड़ेगा. दिस 2-year साइकिल इज रिडिकुलस. मैंने जिंदगी में यार टेस्ट क्रिकेट वाज परफेक्टली फाइन. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी कॉन्टेक्स्ट की प्रॉब्लम. Was you didn't need a defined number one. We all knew who a number one used to be. बीच में okay, you would have some.
I just looked at the bowling figures of the series. मैं तेरे को एक शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. मोहम्मद सिराज ने 49 ओवर्स 174 रन 174 6 विकेट लिए इस सीरीज में. वॉशिंगटन सुंदर 49 ओवर्स 128 रन्स 1 विकेट. Just sharing.
Yeah. So somebody came up with the idea that our off spinner got out bowled, but I don't think it's as simple as that.
Bumrah got 8 wickets, Kuldeep got 8 wickets, Jadeja got 10 wickets.
But Bumrah's 8 was also 5 in the first test match, first innings. Then he was largely ineffective in the other 3.
So I've been saying this since the second half of the BGT. He's starting to. I mean, you can't talk about him in the Cummins and Rabada league right now.
No, so Shoaib Akhtar,
Cummins, Rabada, Stark are distinctly better than he is right now.
Bhai, Stark to yaar, you saw what he did to England in the
man. Oh, by the way, let's just get into this for just a 2-minute thing. Over these two test matches we played and the stupid Ashes test match, bro, I have never felt lower about test match batting in my life. Like in my life, I have never felt lower. Man, these dismissals were, mera dimag kharab ho gaya. If England and their second innings harakiri, and actually both innings harakiri for both teams, even Australia in the first innings was a mazak. Absolute mazak batting, right? But you see all that harakiri that they did in Perth, and then the Indian first innings in Kanpur, in Guwahati, after having been given a masterclass in Test match batting by the South Africans. I was literally heartbroken. I was like, boss, अगर ये फ्यूचर है ना टेस्ट मैच बैटिंग का, तो मेरे जो खेल जिससे मेरे को इतना प्यार है वो खत्म हो जाएगा.
No, I don't think this is the future. I think this is unfortunately also lack of practice games. Like the test match.
I don't think so. No, bro. This is a mentality problem. Please, let's be clear about this. First up, Australia. Do they have another batsman, any young batsman in the whole of the country anymore?
Yeah, I mean,
do they have a young bowler in the whole of the country anymore?
Yeah, they do, but like they're not playing them. Somehow they think Usman Khwaja at 39 is better than any of the young batters.
Even if Usman Khwaja, and now they, because उनका होता है ना, एक बार वो चॉप के लिए शुरू कर देते तो वो खत्म ही करते हैं. वो फिर हमारी तरह लिंगर नहीं करता है. They'll chop him pretty soon in this series somewhere along the line. Might get one more test, and if he fails this test, he's gone.
Yeah,
right. The replacement that they're thinking of straight up is Beau Webster, not some young dynamic batsman. There isn't any.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Constance showed hope, but then he's gone.
He showed no hope. He showed chutzpah, and we played into his hand a little bit to give him 60-odd runs that morning. We're very telling 60-odd runs. But no, he showed no. He can't bat straight. He can't bat straight. What the hell? You're an opener.
Yeah.
Everybody just bowls the in-cutter to him, and he's gone.
And England was right. I mean, the third innings, I thought England could actually step on the gas and post like a 250, 300 runs target, but they just committed harakiri of the most insane proportions.
They're on fucking drugs, dude. A baseball is drugs, in my opinion. It's madness.
And
It's
you
crazy.
take out Joe Root. Joe Root's House of Horrors in Australia continues till he scores 100 in Australia and a proper match-winning hundreds, like not one, but maybe 2 or 300s. You are not going to convince me that he's better than peak Sachin. I don't care how many runs he gets. The best
No,
team.
let's go a step further. Ollie Pope looked the best of them.
Yeah.
Both innings.
Mhm.
Right? Pope looked the best of them.
And he was the doubtful one, whether he plays or not.
My favorite 3 dismissals in a row in a long time have to be these 3 idiots playing the same shot and getting out the same way. Ollie Pope, short of a leg, outside off, chases it, gone. Then the Kohli dismissal, right? Then fucking Brook comes in, second ball, same shot, same place, gone. Right? And then Root is better, so he's fast enough for his hands to get outside the line of the ball, chops it onto his stumps. 11 runs, 3 wickets, gone. And immediately Jamie Smith came and played the same shot, nicked it, but our man Khwaja dropped it. So it would have been 4 going to the same ball on the same shot. Ridiculous, boss. ये test match batting है यार.
नहीं, कहीं की भी batting नहीं है. It's just pathetic.
Same shot, by the way, Cam Green in the first innings. Cam Green drove a ball this wide outside off. When standing there, it was hard for. Bro, he got pinged on the helmet, right? And everybody was like, "Oh, that's the pace of modern bowlers." Bro, that's the paucity of the modern batsman. He was front pressing instinctively as it is, right? And even when he got hit, he was dipping into the fucking ball. He didn't see it.
But one thing I have to tell you, I was watching the Ashes coverage. You saw the wrist position, the angle, the seam. I mean, the coverage was exceptional with Fox Sports.
But the explanations that come from the commentary team do not compare to what we used to get with Laurie and Benno, etc.
No. So that level of explanation is on Channel 7. So Ricky Ponting, Stuart Broad, they're all on Channel 7. Australia is one country jahan unka local broadcast, which is equivalent to our Doordarshan broadcast team, is much better than their international broadcast. So if you look at...
I heard Broad and Ponting. Ponting, I guess, there is a certain specificity to the details that those guys used to follow in the past.
Yeah.
That I think, I've not seen it in the commentary. Now Ponting, of course, terrific commentator. Yeah. Terrific. But by the way, what about Ponting as your next manager, as your next coach? Yeah,
he doesn't want to. He was offered. You don't know what he was offered.
Okay, so 10-12 saal ho gaya. Maybe a foreign coach, not a bad idea. Once again,
no. I don't. He was offered.
You get him, someone else. Andy Flowers there. There's others.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a foreign coach as an idea.
Time ho gaya yaar. Thoda sa aadatein badalni padegi na yaar. We're stuck with the same habits for a while now.
Go back to a Gary Kirsten type figure.
Let's see. Chalo, abhi questions lete.
Gambhir
is the issue, but the problem in the first test is deeper than we have not produced top order batsmen except Jaiswal for years, and pace friendly Ranji twitches have killed the spin game. ये मैंने और तूने बात भी की थी.
So okay, one part, but I disagree with the top order part because I think we have Abhimanyu Iswaran, Ruturaj Gaikwad. They are all decent top order players. What we haven't produced is number 3, number 4, number 5, who I consider middle order type players, and we've tried to slot number 1, 2 players playing at 3, and that has been a very bad.
Ruturaj Gaikwad is your natural number 3 player. Give him
a 10 No. So I'm saying we have produced. We just haven't given them chances. But to part of the Ranji Trophy, some of the pitches are like, because you see some fast, I shouldn't say fast. There are some bowlers who've gotten wickets. They are right arm medium. And there is no business if right arm medium bowlers are getting 30, 40 wickets, which is what England faced when they had those medium to medium fast bowlers getting a lot of wickets and then being totally ineffective in Australia and India.
Yeah, and that was the era in which the Aussie used to always say that the standard of your county cricket isn't even as good as grade cricket in Sydney.
Exactly.
No, and they weren't kidding. They were not kidding.
They were not kidding. Absolutely.
Yeah, 3 RCB haters.
3 RCB haters.
Hanuma Vihari should be in the test team. At least he can bat out a session.
Yeah, how he went out of the test team is actually very unfair to him. But bringing him back is very hard.
Abhi to aur bhi ho jayega.
Yeah. He should have gone to England, by the way. He really should have gone to England, Hanuma Vihari.
Do we really need KL because of whom we lost Abhimanyu Ishwaran, Sarfaraz, Karun Nair, so many lists? No, I think you need KL as an opener or we must kwalo apni.
Kyun? Why? No, I love this. He's raised the question. It's a valid question. KL is.
कौन है तेरा opener?
उसने 4 नाम दिए तेरे को. ईश्वरन ले ले, किसी को भी ले ले यार. अबे किसी को भी ले ले यार. किसी के 2 गोटे होने चाहिए प्रॉपर वाले.
The problem with KL is he gives you 1 or 2 great innings and then he just breaks your heart in the other 8.
Not 1 or 2 great. He plays in one set of conditions.
Yeah.
Right? And those conditions might be hard at times and he'll play them well. I don't dispute that. He'll look $1 million. But the guy's mentality has been exposed for a decade now, man. He has a mentality issue.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately,
second innings of the test match in the first test of the series, I was sitting and talking to someone and they were asking me about like, who are the batsmen we can rely on? Because 124 was going to be a little bit tricky.
Mm-hmm.
We were saying this before it starts, right? Before the inning start. I was like, बाकी सब तो जो गिरना गिर ले, पहले तो KL को बाहर कर दे. कोई चांस ही नहीं है ये साले ने कुछ करना.
I'm going to throw a completely out of whack name for number 5. Can we look at Rinku Singh? He averages over 50.
I don't think it's out of whack. And the guy is a mongrel, man. What a mentality that guy has.
I don't know why we are so against playing Rinku Singh and Gambhir. I don't even
getting
think
a chance nowhere. I mean, he's getting not even a white ball chance here.
Yeah, so why not play Rinku? Like, think about Rinku Singh as one of the players. We already like fucked up with how we mentored Yuvraj in red ball cricket. He showed a lot of spark, but we played him very inconsistently. Don't make the same mistake with Rinku. Give him a chance.
0-5 home test scores, 0-3 versus New Zealand without their main player of the era, Kane. 0-2 versus South Africa without their main Rabada. Sack Gautam Gambhir.
I just love the fact that the account that
name is Greg Chappell.
Exactly, Greg Chappell. That's what I see.
Not Greg Chappell, Greg Chappell.
Chappell, and by the way, Greg Chappell was a decent test one day, like limited overs. He had very decent limited overs.
He had got 17 consecutive chases.
Then we had the 2007 World Cup, ODI World Cup, and that's all people remember. But uske pehle bahut kuch.
See, Chappell's problem was the mood in the dressing room. He was not wrong on conceptions, not on ideas. You cannot say Chappell, he was going to push you to a 5 bowler unit.
Yeah. And Irfan Pathan was slowly getting there.
NKR, his fast bowlers, all-rounders, and he is young. क्या लिखा है मेरे को अंग्रेजी नहीं समझ
मतलब basically all the youngsters and NKR will be back till the 2077 World Cup, and if that happens, we are not even going to.
NKR is the future. This is definitely a tweet from Andhra or Telangana.
If
Sarfaraz Khan before BJT against New Zealand, he failed in 5 innings, scored 1 century. He scored 1 century against New Zealand, and in second innings where everyone scored, BJT.
He's
walking away. Look, I'm Sarfaraz.
No, but okay.
Nobody is wedded to the idea of Sarfaraz. We are wedded to the idea of a specialist. If you don't want it to be Sarfaraz, let it not be Sarfaraz. But
no, and it's okay to drop people.
The critique is that the management's thinking of putting, square pegs in round holes needs to change, and you need specialists. अब वो Sarfaraz है या नहीं है वो मुझे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है इतनी. और मैंने खुद कहा है आपको that I have not watched enough Ranji to be able to say that X is a good batsman or Y is a good batsman.
Many credit Gautam Gambhir for KKR's 2024 win, but I think Shreyas Iyer returned after 2 years injured, and his impact on the pitch made the real difference. Could be, I don't know. Could be. Virat valued Test, even though most of his runs are in white ball history. Gautam Gambhir came and made us count his Asia Cup in press conference. Can Saikia, Mithun, BCCI even speak to Gautam Gambhir? Gautam Gambhir got booed. Hi today. Video is out.
Oh wow, really? He got booed? I did not know. But yeah, his press conference was a disaster.
So I've never spoken about a manager as much as a coach, Indian team coach. Since Greg Chappell.
One very interesting thing is Ganguly has suddenly become very vocal. I saw him give an interview after Eden Gardens, and he also wrote a tweet saying what a great pitch in Guwahati and stuff. So who knows? Eden Gardens
was a shit pitch.
It was not. No. It was a shit. He said great pitch to Guwahati. It was a shit pitch, but Ganguly essentially indicated in his interview to Arshdeep that the Indian team asked for this pitch. Matlab, in so many words, right? That is the only reason he came out and said what he did. So I don't know if he's positioning himself to be a coach of the Indian team or what's up with Ganguly, but it was very interesting. His statements. He doesn't speak
Mayank
often.
Agarwal could also be a good number 3. Mayank Agarwal
No. His technique was extremely suspect.
Bro, has been, yeah, genuine has been now.
Like, you remember the last BGT, Mayank Agarwal, the way he threw away his wickets when he got a chance. It was not good.
Rishabh Pant is the kind of player that wows you when he scores a brilliant century and then makes you hit your head. Yeah, you have to. एक player ऐसा होना चाहिए यार.
Yeah, that's why a number 6, bro, not a number 5. 6 पे perfect है यार.
Ruturaj's average
pure match winner.
Ruturaj's average 40s in Ranji, not a good choice. भाई average पे मत
यार एक तो ना ये average गई झंड में कहीं पे. Please, यार on that count, let me be clear. Sai Sudarshan was an average of 39 point something when he was picked for as number 3, and he's an average of 20 or 28 odd now in Test cricket.
No, he was picked because of his IPL performances, not because of his.
No, it's not just his IPL performance. It's not purely IPL performance, bro. He was a part of the team even in the white ball setup, the longer white ball setup for a while. They were looking at his batting in general as being decent. What I am very scared about is the error in his batting, which the English exposed from the very first ball he faced in Test cricket. All our experts in the management side could not detect this.
And the Aussies will too.
No, anybody will. If the English did it in 2 seconds, you'll do it too. They were looking at the bat swing and they know that leg side pe close off kar raha hai apne aap ko. Bro, imagine getting caught down the leg side to the keeper as being an legitimate targeted attack against your batting. It's absurd.
Yeah. I don't agree with this. The issue isn't the bowlers, the field setup, aggressive fields to cut runs. I just don't think. Yeah, field setup में Gautam Gambhir does not have a. यार मगर कोच बाहर से फील्ड सेट नहीं करता यार. Captain runs the show on the field. यार.
He's saying day 2 everything was open. Bro, he's absolutely correct. He's hit something very important on the head. How the bejesus is did 247 for 6 become 489?
Because they
were just bowling darts, yaar. They were not bowling slow. They were not bowling outside the off stump. They were not doing anything.
I didn't watch that day much at all. My impression is
पूरा दिन देखा पिटते हुए इंडिया को.
And
then my impression is what you would have seen is that Muthuswamy was able to just go on the back foot and keep stopping and blocking and blocking.
और कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा था.
Also, we had said this, Nikhil, that Muthuswamy scored runs against Pakistan also. He's a competent batter. You're not just going to get him by just bowling and playing the waiting game. You'll have to plan for him. I think they did not have a plan. उनको लगा कि 6 गिर गई, अभी 300 में हम सिमट जाएगा. We'll score.
He came in at number 6.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think they had a plan to bowl to Sehmuri.
No, but if you don't have a plan for a number 6, then you have a problem, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
भाई कोई टॉस की प्रैक्टिस कराओ. कोई इंडियन कैप्टन टॉस नहीं जीत रहा.
भाई ये प्रैक्टिस नहीं, अब तो मंत्र पढ़ने का टाइम आ गया. मंत्र तंत्र का टाइम आ गया. This is ridiculous.
टॉस ही नहीं
जीत रहा. मामला है.
I have to run, but one quick point before I go. What about Tilak Verma in the middle order? Grooming him to be because he has a decent.
I really like Tilak Verma.
And he's young. He can be given an extended run in Test matches.
When we were 26 for 3 in that final against Pakistan,
yeah,
I had friends who were watching. I was boycotting. I wasn't watching. And they were like, "How do we win?" I said, "Don't worry about it. Tilak Verma is there. I have implicit faith in Tilak Verma.
Tilak Verma is the captain of India. So he has that leadership experience as well. So
he's a bowler. He's a really tough guy. I would totally back Tilak Verma.
Chalo bhai log, I gotta go, but I will see you guys. All right.
Because Sundar competes at number 3, Jadeja at 5, and we get 2 new spin bowlers at 7, 8. Probably Koti and Dubey. मतलब क्या हो रहा है ये? नहीं, बहुत ही घटिया suggestion है.
Hey, whoever this gentleman is, he is GG on steroids.
Yes. इसको ये गौतम गंभीर का एजेंट है. Gautam Gambhir knew he was inheriting post IPL generation that stat pads in Ranji. We have mediocre bowlers and no 3 and 4. Can't even name a fielder. अरे फील्डर तो यार नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी बहुत अच्छा है, जडेजा बहुत अच्छा है, 3-4 अच्छे फील्डर हैं.
No, but
सिर्फ
no
सिराज
team-
ने कसम खाई है मैं कैच हमेशा ड्रॉप करूंगा.
No,
Please tell me how to become mentally tough. एक जोर
how to
से
become
अपने-
mentally tough like you. I'm not all that mentally tough. Thank you so much for saying that. But top
No.
5 mentally toughest athletes. All right, I'm going to give you my number 1. Okay. And there is no competition with his number 1. Fucking from 1997 to 2009, Tiger Woods was world number 1 in golf without missing a week. Okay. He is the only player I will look at and say is the distinct GOAT of his sport. There is no other player I look at and say is the distinct GOAT of their sport. Maybe Bradman apart. Bradman is the GOAT batsman. I don't care about conditions. At 99 average is just ridiculous, boss. You're the GOAT, no doubt. In those 12 years, his cumulative record in major championships was minus 133. Okay. Guess what number 2 was? Kushal?
I don't follow
70
golf.
plus 72.
मुझे तो golf का कुछ idea नहीं.
A swing of 205 strokes. He's that much better than everyone. At 2 different periods of time, he won 6 consecutive tournaments. And golf is a sport where you play against the elements. So it's very easy to not win. Very easy to win 1 or 2 and then not win. 6 consecutive. Nobody compares on has never lost a major championship if he came into it in the leader group on the last day. Okay, absolute monster mentality, complete monster mentality. Nobody's like him. Then I would say Novak Djokovic, obvious reasons. Everybody's seen it. The big stat with Djokovic relative to Federer and Rafa, and this is the stat that decides the number of Grand Slams that they won. Federer lost, I think, 12 to 15 matches from match point up. Rafa lost close to 9 or 10. Nole lost 4. Okay. Number 3, let's go to football. I look at Cristiano Ronaldo's mentality as one of the most demonic mentalities I've ever seen in any sport, bro. The guy's just a winner. May not have won a World Cup with Portugal, but that's a team sport, so it didn't materialize for him. But the guy is just constantly getting better, constantly scoring goals, does not let his discipline fall at any point in time. Right? So what have I got? We've got Nole, Tiger, Djokovic. बताओ यार अपनी तरफ से बताओ on
Jordan.
in cricket. Jordan's a genius, and Jordan was mentally as tough as anybody. He didn't. Jordan goes 6 for 6 with his championships. He goes 6 for 6 with his MVPs. The guy is a king, right? It just doesn't miss. When it counts, it doesn't miss. Who else? Cricket में देखें.
Cricket में mental toughness एक अलग trait है. Skill एक अलग trait है. I think
the ones that I associate most with it
Steve
with mental toughness: Steve Waugh, Ricky Ponting, Dravid. I'll give you an odd one on this. Andrew Hall was shot by like I think 8 or 10 bullets at one point in time in his life, and came back from that and became a successful enough cricketer. But yeah, in cricket, I would say the mentally toughest cricketer that I have ever seen. It's actually quite a tight battle. So Dravid is up there for sure. Tendulkar is an underestimated one, but he's up there. Callis is up there.
Bumrah is mentally tough.
I'm going to take McGrath on that because I don't think anybody. I
disagree. I think McGrath was one of those who could never handle a bad day with grace, and that's
not handling it with grace. I'm not asking him to handle it with grace. I'm saying this is the guy who has the fewest bad days and crunch time most often not delivers. There is nobody who has.
That way, I know Bumrah does not have that long bit of a career, but I think Bumrah right now.
Bumrah actually doesn't stack up to Stark when it comes to delivering on crunch days. He doesn't stack up. You can see the stats on this. There is nobody who delivers on crunch days as frequently as without fail as Glenn McGrath and against the best, against the absolute best. And there is no greater testament to this fact than the 1999 World Cup and the 2007 World Cup. 2007 World Cup, His last World Cup, he was in his 30s. He was unplayable, bro. He was unplayable in that World Cup. So I'd go McGrath. McGrath is absolute crunch time. These are my five. Kumble's definite. Ashwin, dude. Ashwin's a toughie. But Kumble above anyone from that era for us.
But yeah, for me, number one is Steve Waugh.
Because that's what we grew up with. Steve Waugh, we grew up with.
No, Javed Miadat tha, Steve Waugh tha.
Yeah, but Miadat didn't score as many tough runs as Steve Waugh did in difficult conditions. But
Alan
Steve
Border,
Waugh and Mark Waugh, that
Alan
200-run partnership in the West Indies to go and win that series against the West Indies in '95, when most of your main bowlers had been injured and a couple of your main batsmen were injured, was some terrific effort.
I think even Chandrapal.
Yeah, because he was like a beacon of light in a sea of negativity. He had it harder that way than anyone.
So Arshdeep is not included because he is not fit as per physios for the ODI. Something with his bone structure, and Sarfraz will never play again because he leaked internal conflicts.
Part one is a very good thing. I wanted to hear this. I wanted to know this, and perhaps if this is correct and stacks up, I get it. But then why was he ever selected in the test team? I don't understand. And part two, we have to get over this. We have to find a way to get over this. Take his phone away, man. I don't care.
Some issues go beyond Gambhir, like number 3, but major issue is muddled thinking, like spinners एक ही pace डाल रहे while others varied plays. हाँ वो तो अभी चलो ये तो हम बात कर चुके हैं. Looks like the whole team decided.
Everybody.
Looks like the team decided कि गौतम गंभीर की हम ही बजा देते और कोई बजा नहीं रहा तो.
One sec. You take this lightly. He's right. Okay, whoever this is right. I looked at this as morale gone. So I'll tell you a conversation I was having with friends yesterday, right? How much does South Africa want to score? Why are they continuing? My only answer to them wasn't what Shukri Conrad came up with. It really was just this, that I think they are an international team that are looking into their opponent's eyes and they're seeing hollow creatures over there. And they knew इनको तो सालों को जितने ओवर देने हैं तो ये इनको लपेट देंगे.
Yeah. वैसे all teams are struggling beyond their current 30s age crop of players. Maharaj Harmer 36 है. India needs to improve this crop for the next cycle.
Everybody needs to, and maybe the T20 backlog that we were worried about, that eventually T20 will hurt Test cricket, maybe that's now finally arrived.
एक KKR coaches Baz and GG are poor in Test. भाई ये KKR से coaches Test में ना लिए जाए. Ajit and Gigi said Rocco lacked intent for 27, but Gigi and Ajit show intent to win a World Test cycle. The very reason Jay Shah said Gigi was appointed, I don't know, man. I just think you have to somewhere also blame the players. I mean, coach आके खिला तो नहीं रहा ना player को.
No, but we went after the players, right? You're not playing spin well. Indian batsmen cannot move their feet to spin. And now at least we also know this, that the spinners were bowling slow. So you can't even read the flight to get down the track. तुम्हारा इतना technique ही नहीं है तुम्हारा.
Yeah. This time ICC did fixtures by ranking by putting top 4 teams in 4 groups, like 1 in A, 2 in B, but they mixed 5, 6, 7, 8 so that Pakistan is Harami. Kushal, you're optimistic on Gautam Gambhir in white ball. The Champions Trophy 25 was Dravid's team. Rahul Dravid credited Dravid too. Doesn't play Arsh, Kuldeep too. I don't know, man. You can't just blame him for everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, जीता है तो उसको credit भी दो. लीड स्पिनर का तो क्वेश्चन हम लोग ने कर दिया है. You notice Kuldeep played most balls in this test. Yeah,
so he's a very good 9.
Mentally strong billiards player. John Mora had to stop playing right-handed because of some injury, took 2 years off and came back left-handed and still competes internationally. Wow.
Yeah, these kind of people they are built different, and they're in every field of life. I mean, they're built different.
Of course, Bumrah stacks on crunch days.
I'm not so sure. He does stack.
I also disagree with you. पूरा World Cup जिताया था यार उस बंदे ने हमको.
For a while, it has not been happening, brother. Take it from me.
Even in the first test, eventually when they got him, he got us the breakthrough. They should have gotten him in before.
वो तो फर्स्ट टेस्ट का तो जो वो मॉर्निंग है जिसमें वी डिडंट बोल है वो क्या थीम थी यार. We lost the test on that 45 run partnership.
That was bad captaincy, ना. वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. It's bad
No, but
captaincy.
that's a morning plan. Yeah, that's not captaincy, right? That has to be the coaching group with him. Who opens the bowling together has to be the coaching group. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think we just looked clueless.
Yeah. Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong, bro. Everything went wrong.
See, usually what would happen is, right, the opposition skills would not match up to our skills. This is my honest assessment. People will keep on mocking me for saying this, but I'm going to stick to my assessment. If Bumrah would have bowled in the 4th innings of the last test of BGT without injury, that series was 2-all. And that series was way closer than a 3-1 final thing looks like. We messed up in that Melbourne test, I think, na, जिसमें वो ऋषभ ने पागल के जैसे brain fade shot खेला था वो. So every team, what has happened in the last 7 or 8 years, in my assessment of following the sport, is they are becoming better travelers. And the skills at home, because of every single country making bad pitches. I don't think BGT pitches were good either. They were
Okay, so then what you're essentially saying is everybody is playing lottery pitches. So everybody is in the game. Right?
Yes.
That's essentially what it is.
How can
what you're correct
India
about,
win in England?
what you're correct about is if these were lottery pitches, which Calcutta was a lottery pitch, right? There was still a way to bat on a lottery pitch, and Bavuma showed you that way. Bavuma played his line, played the straight line, and got beaten outside off all day long, and he didn't care. He didn't care about the ball turning across his bat face, but he wanted to protect his pad and he wanted to protect the straight line, and he kept his backlift very low. Right? This is tactical adjustment.
Yeah,
this is the shit that we are not doing.
Shubman Gill could not bat in both the innings.
Brother, Shubman Gill could not bat in both innings, but given the way the pitch is, and I have not seen him perform on these kinds of pitches, to be perfectly honest with you, it's a 60-run swing, Kushal, from a 30-run lead to a 30-run loss. I'm not so sure Shubman is 60 runs.
I think we would have won the test had Gill not been injured.
Bro, please take the rose-tinted glasses off.
No, I think we would have. Because the one thing Shubman Gill does is he uses his feet against the spinners, which most of these idiots don't. Do you remember Pujara's technique walking down the pitch?
He'd defend coming down the ground. Yeah? He would take 2 steps down the ground to defend the ball. You don't have to swing every time.
अच्छा कोई बोल रहा है
against Spin was a fantastic move.
तुझे बोल रहा है तेरे चैनल पे लाइव स्ट्रीम किया कर.
यार वो करना पड़ेगा. दोनों को गोली मार दे. दोनों को गोली मारो लाइन में लगा के. I just want to bring out the parallels in this. Okay, Ruben Amorim, Manchester United's head coach, has the worst conception of football that I've seen. The idea itself, the first principle idea of his football, is something I've come to loathe. Okay, doesn't mean he won't win games. He'll win a few games from time to time, but it's an idea that I don't like at all. And Gigi is doing the same to our test team, bro. The conception of his conception of the test squad, of a test squad, is flawed.
I don't know what. अरे आप ये मस्त है. अरे lottery pitch बना रहे हैं for a team that doesn't know how to win a toss. Also, we should have just hit sixes like Akshar in Kolkata. Again, it's brainless batting.
No, Akshar, poor guy, by the time he was doing that, bro, he had number 11 on the other end. Yeah.
No, मगर उधर भी, why did he try to hit the 5th ball? Single लेता था.
I accept in that particular delivery. I accept, but I think उसका fear था कि साला ये इसको एक भी नहीं छोड़ सकता मैं यार सिराज को. And temptation, the above. Don't underestimate on Maharaj. Maharaj kept looping it. He kept looping it. And bro, that was some catch by Bavuma.
Yeah,
serious catch.
तो है ना.
It's a lot like the Travis Head catch. Not exactly as good as Travis Head's catch, but a lot like it.
या और कुछ तो छूटा नहीं है ना, क्या है? Which is your GOAT club and international soccer team? मैं तो देखता नहीं हूँ, मेरे को नहीं।
GOAT club I'll have to accept is Real Madrid because they've won the most in Europe. International soccer, my team is always Argentina. Has always been, not because of Messi, well before that because of Maradona. I've always backed Argentina, good or bad. I never change teams. In the Euros, I'm more flexible, but I've generally backed between France and Italy. All the blue teams, basically. In international football and all the red teams.
One last point before I wrap up. Many people are talking about this, that Washington was supposed to replace Ashwin as an off-spin bowler, and he just picked 1 wicket in a 2-match home series, while Harmer basically picked up 17. So basically, we have a off-spin crisis also now.
Oh, no, one sec. Compare that to the fact that he was your only effective spinner against New Zealand. He took multiple 5-wicket hauls in the New Zealand series. You can pull that up and check. Okay, he's had a bad series. I get it. But he's had a bad series because I'm dead sure the think tank is saying bowl quicker, bowl quicker, bowl quicker. Bro, in the second innings, South Africa's second innings, they all bowled slower. They all looked better. All of them looked better as spinners.
But yeah, there is no excuse. South Africa, even on a day 4 pitch also made these runs. And we could not make 200 in the second innings.
No. Listen, they bat bro. Did anybody think logically that on day 4, Tristan Stubbs would be given 160 odd deliveries to make 180 odd deliveries to make 94? And at one time, he was 52 of 62 on 162. Okay. There is a problem with the way we approach Test cricket and we think about Test cricket, boss. These guys value every ball, every run. They value time. What did they do in the first innings? They batted out time more than runs. Time में उन्होंने अपनी जान ले ली. आप आए थर्ड मॉर्निंग 30 मार खाए एक नंबर के पिच, ठीक है, हम तो खन्ने का आए, हम तो आगे सीधा मारना ही शुरू कर देंगे. They are making 250 runs a day. Okay, so 255 on day 1, 252 on day 2. हम मारेंगे जी 325 350 रन इस दिन में. औकात नहीं है भाई तुम्हारी, नहीं है यार, जेन्युइनली नहीं है.
यार, after being 65 for no loss opening पे, first wicket 65 पे गिरती है.
But that you can put down to the fact that new ball was perhaps easiest thing to face in this whole test match was the new ball.
Anyways, चलो, we'll wrap up now. गौतम गंभीर ने सबको एकदम मस्त एंटरटेनमेंट दे दी आज. Anyways, guys, go follow Nikhil and Aadit on X. You can also follow me on X. If you're not subscribed to the Cārvāka podcast channel, अभी का अभी सब्सक्राइब करो और लाइक करो. गौतम गंभीर ने बहुत एंटरटेनमेंट दे दिया सबको. His press conference was amazing. And always remember, Cārvāka podcast only runs on memberships. So please do consider joining the membership program of the podcast, whether on YouTube or on Patreon. I'll see you guys next time. अभी देखते हैं अभी वनडे सीरीज और T20 सीरीज में क्या होता है. चलो, टेक केयर.